Hey YouTube, welcome to day number 23 of Ethany's 31 Days of Tarot Challenge. As always, prompts in the link in the description, and you can search the hashtag to find out what folks are saying to this prompt. So for day 23, the prompt is, what is your most sassy tarot deck and what is your most gentle tarot deck, and why did you pick those two? It's gonna start to seem a little bit repetitive. I actually have definitely over 20 tarot decks, and a handful of oracle decks, and yet I keep pulling out the same ones for these prompts. Partly because these are the ones I've worked with the most, but also for just some of the decks, they don't hit me for the questions as much. Some of my decks are sort of in the middle on everything, so they never make these lists of the top or top 5 or whatever. But what I'm going to pick for the most sassy is the Tarot of the Silicon Dawn. So I had to think a little bit about what that word sassy means to me. For example, one deck I thought of was the Next World, because the Next World, for me anyway, is a deck that's always going to say yes to anything you want to do that's new. So if you have a new project and you're like, oh, I don't know, should I do it? This deck's going to be like, do it, balls out, go for it. And so it's in some ways, maybe actually the times when I should use that deck, I'm not going to want to, because I'm I know what you're going to say, and I don't want to hear it. But when I think of a sassy deck, I sort of think of a no bullshit, the kind of deck that's going to give you the hard reading, the kind of deck that if you try to get around the reading and clarifiers, it's going to laugh at you with the clarifiers. And so I picked the Silicon Dawn. I think the feeling of it, it's not necessarily all dark or negative. I mean, there are some very joyful cards. Here is the Lovers. I adore this. It's queer poly mermaid card. It is everything, and the colors, it's just really great. So sometimes sassy can be, I think, in a playful way. But you definitely have sort of some darker, more mysterious energies. Very similar. Actually, I'm pretty sure these are the same figures from the Lovers. This is the Three of Cups, and they're all kind of drunk and feeding into each other. There are there are a lot of darker depictions. There are also a number of extra cards. So I doubt the camera's gonna pick this up. Well, a little bit. So this is the suit of Void, for example. There's an entire suit of Void that is black on black. There are, there's a card in here. I don't know if I'll be able to find it right now, but there's a card in here that is just the back of the card. It's literally the back on both sides. And then there's another version that's the back, but color flipped. So it's white. So there's just stuff like that. Here's a card that's actually just sassy on the face of it, I think. That is kind of funny when you ask, when you want to know something, and the answer is, here's the back. Or here, this is the Five of Cups. So you see the one figure on a serpent. Just sort of let the other one fall right off. So it will laugh at you. There's just some intense energy. This is Three of Swords. Some of these cards are okay then. And because of the extras, I feel you do get some energies in this deck that you wouldn't necessarily get in a standard deck. This card came up for me when someone else gave me a reading. Actually, my first tarot reading ever was with this deck. Dear friend of mine gave me a reading, and this card came out. This is the 99 of Swords, so there are 99 for each suit, and this is nuclear apocalypse doom and gloom, basically. And I was just oh, cool, thanks. I was going through, it was actually a really rough period in January of last year. It's the start of my tower year, and I got this card, and I was all right, well, yeah, okay. So this is my sassiest deck, Tarot Silicon Dawn. Unfortunately, it's Egypt Urnash is the creator, and unfortunately it is out of print. And kind of hard to find. I looked out on it, but if you ever come across a copy and you need a sassy deck, that's a good choice. And then on the flip side, my gentlest deck, I'm gonna do a crystal unicorn. I bet a lot of people are gonna pick this for this prompt. But it is perfect. Like, especially when I think of the word gentle. I'm not necessarily a fan of all positive or happy decks. Like, I kind of like the imagery of the good tarot, but I've heard that it's a deck that is trying to flip or trying to soften a lot of the meanings, which is not, like, not really what I want. Like, in this deck, yeah, it's unicorns falling out of the tower, but it's still a tower. You know, cards are still sad. So what I like is that this deck, it is gentle. Like, this is a very sort of chill Queen of Swords, but she's still got that sword in her mouth. It's gentle, but it delivers messages in a gentle way, but it still delivers the message. It's like, you still need to hear this, but I'm gonna, like, nurture you and hold space for you and, like, let you feel this message, is the way I feel about this card. Like, here, for example, is the devil. It's like lighting one of the unicorn's tails on fire. I mean, it's, you know, it's the devil card, but, or like, oh god, I don't know why. This card always gets to me. This is the Eight of Cups, and for some reason, that unicorn walking away, like, it really hits me. And it's a unicorn. I expected this to be more like a novelty deck. Here, Two of Swords. When I got it, but it's really not. It is a, like, straight up deck you can use for anything. 10 of Wands. So I'm just showing some of the harder cards on purpose, but I mean, of course, all the cards are here. So you've got, oh, that's, I like that one. Four of Swords. But yeah, so some of the more positive cards. Here's the Three of Wands. It's a soothing color palette. Temperance. The unicorns and crystals theme, of course, carries throughout, but it is very Rider-Waite Smith based. So I would say you could actually use this as a study deck. I mean, I have the Radiant Rider-Waite that I got as a study deck and almost never used even to study, because I just didn't want to. So because these are the same images just reinterpreted with the unicorns, I think you could absolutely use this as a study deck. So there you go. That is my gentlest. It is the Crystal Unicorn Tarot by Pamela Chen. If you enjoy seeing decks and hearing about tarot content, in addition to liking this video, don't forget to subscribe, because I will be doing a prompt every day in January for this challenge, and I have tarot content about once a week on my channel for the rest of the year.